This is the Rawl of the Dead podcast with your host, Rawl of the Dead.
Hello, my name is Leigh Purtill, Artistic Director for the Leigh Purtill Ballet Company, home of the Zombie Ballet. Tickets are on sale now for our upcoming show, Sweet Sorrow, a Zombie Ballet, on October 19th and 20th at the Lanterman Auditorium in La Cañada, California. Our sequel to the Romeo and Juliet story will be clawing its way out of the crypt after 2 years of eerie slumber. Buy your tickets now at balletforeveryone.com. That's BALLETFOREVERYONE.com. Don't miss this Halloween treat.
Cool.
So I think we are live. Well, we're not live. We're recording. We're testing out this new software called Riverside. You guys have used this before, you said, right?
Yeah, I think we've used it like once or twice. It's pretty cool when you can get it working, I feel like.
We're trying to figure it out right now. Yeah, it actually, what I like about it is that I can connect my camera to it and the microphone and not rely on all the like the laptop. I don't like the way it looks on here. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a nice camera and then a nice lighting, which you can do on the computer, but it always has like a low resolution to it, which I don't really like. Yeah. So we are talking to, let me get my notes here. We are talking to Spooky Chicks and Horror Flicks.
Yay!
Podcast. You guys do a podcast. And this is Allie,
and so do you.
Allie and Emma. Yes, I started my podcast last year. So you guys are now I'm on the season 2 now, so you guys are on season 2 on my podcast. So thanks for coming on and doing this with me.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
We are just so honored because we love you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Every time you guys come to my booth or any event we're at, you guys are always like so nice to me. So I really appreciate that. How did we meet? Did we meet at Midsummer Scream or did we meet before that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. When did we first meet?
I think it was
Midsummer Scream
of 2023, and yes, I'm pretty sure.
That was our first time, and we loved you immediately. Obviously, we had so much fun, and you took like some of our first like professional photos, like since we started our podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember we used a lot of your photos like in the beginning of our Instagram too, because we just like didn't have a lot of content, and we were like, "These are fantastic."
And we came to you every day. We were like, "We have to go back to Rawl."
Yeah, I think you guys came back a couple of times and did different poses, different outfits. So it was always really fun and cool. So yeah, I appreciate you guys doing that and coming down. Even this last time we guys came, I think 3 days.
Yeah, I think. Right. Yeah, I think we came the first day. The second day is when we brought you islands because we love you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are lifesavers. I think that might have been Saturday or something.
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to get food that day. And I was just like, I'll just figure it out. That's the last thing I kind of worry about is my food situation. And I'm just like, well, I'll escape here and go get food. But as you can tell, there's no escaping there at all. Like, unless I leave for like, I'm going to leave probably for an hour by the time I get food and come back. So you guys solely saved my life with the food from Island. It was so delicious. Huh?
I had islands yesterday. You can never resist islands, you know.
I love islands, and that's the one across the street because I always see that when I go. I need to go there like for lunch or something. Yeah, but I appreciate that. You guys really saved me. And then the next day I brought food, so I was good the next day.
Perfect.
But usually I don't think about all that stuff. I just bring snacks and that's about it. Yeah. Have you guys thought about having a booth like at one of these events?
Yes, actually, it's like a very hot debate between us and our producer, Roy. He's here. He's just not on video.
Yes.
But
producer Roy was producing this right here because he helped with the audio right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he loves to.
Shout out to producer Roy.
Shout out to producer Roy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talk about it. So like last year at Midsummer, we were like, no, we really prefer like walking around because we get to like go and see everyone and just like, you know, you just get to network a little bit more and go to see the other booths and stuff. And we felt like if we had a booth of our own, it would be a little hard to do that unless we had like multiple people working it or something.
However, we saw this bitchin' booth. We can cuss on here, right?
Of course. Yeah, fucking cuss.
Okay, great.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. We saw this bitchin' booth that was just a podcast, and they had this great merch and stuff, so I asked them a million questions. And I come from the trade show industry, so I'm used to asking these questions and everything, so it kind of got our wheels turning. So we're interested.
Yeah, we're definitely like, I think it could be really fun to have our own booth, especially like as people are sort of like, we're really like knowing a lot more people at these events now. And I think like having a booth is kind of cool because then people can kind of just come to us and we can have this like presence, and it's really good brand awareness and stuff too. So I don't know, maybe we'll have one next year. We'll see.
I think I could envision you guys having a booth with some cool lights with your Spooky Chicks logo everywhere.
Yeah.
Have the same color pattern that you guys use like for your logo.
Yeah.
And you guys could do like a live podcast there.
Yes.
And bring on guests, you know what I mean?
That would be the goal. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Roy, actually, we don't do any video just yet, but like we have been exploring like wanting to get into that, because that would be so cool is if we broke it up and we just had like different interview questions with different guests, like at our booth at one of these like awesome, huge events. So, and then it's just like kind of nice because you have a home base to come back to, sort of, you know, like when you're walking around the convention and stuff, it's just like you always have like that place you can go back to.
And you know how it goes within this awesome community that we're involved with. It's really hard to see everybody you want, but if we're planted somewhere, we had so many people coming, hey, somebody's looking for you, somebody's looking for you, but if you're planted somewhere,
it's easy to be
as
found.
you know, they can find you.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Like when you're walking around, you miss people all the time, no matter what.
Totally.
And then sometimes you run into the same people all the time.
Right? You're like, I love you, but I can't talk for another hour. Like, I gotta
it's just the fifth. I can't shake you now. But that's the thing. That's the thing I miss about going to the events, is just being like a guest and just walking around. That's why for Monsterpalooza, that's the one I usually walk around with, because it's hard to get a booth there anyways. And I prefer kind of at least having one event where I can just go walk around and not worry about being a vendor there. But I enjoy being a vendor. But yeah, it's kind of cool to have people come by and stop in and say hi and talk. You know what I mean? So that is kind of cool.
Well, and dude, you're always busy at these. You crazy. You're always busy.
Always. Pick what was the one?
You can't get a second to breathe because you're so good at what you do, and everybody wants to talk to you and get the content and everything. So you must get so tired after all of these things.
You know, I'm a little tired, but not because I enjoy it so much. I don't really think about it. But yeah, you are tired. Your legs, you know, your back, all that stuff. Talking.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's the talking. It's like what I lost my voice, I think Friday. I was going hoarse.
Oh no! Yeah,
and that's the norm. That happened last year. I think that Thursday or Friday, same thing. But by Saturday, I was able to do it again. It's because you're yelling over the music, you're talking a lot, you're talking loudly, not at a volume that I'm not used to, and it's just like I try to limit that. I try to limit to like just small instructions. Come here, take a picture here. Hold this, whatever, exit that way. But yeah, no matter what, you're always going to end up talking. So that's just part of the gig. For sure. So if you guys do that, you guys are going to be doing a lot of talking if you guys do a podcast there.
Oh my God, that's so true. Prepared. And speaking of talking, I know. Well, it's funny because we got yelled at by the producer a couple times. Not like yelled at, but he was like, guys,
Producer
we're spending like a lot of time. Yeah, Producer Roy. We were like, we realized we would meet like one person somewhere and we talked to them for like 30 minutes. And we're like, we love you, but we like have to move on, you know?
Oh, you mean when you go to like an event?
Yeah, just like walking around and just meeting people. Because I feel like that's like one of our strengths is like I feel like we're just super personable and we want to talk to everybody. And we're like, what's your favorite horror movie? Like, how's it going? Can we give you stickers? Like, you know, so we have to reel it in a little sometimes.
It's my fault. I'm the problem because I'm like, where'd you grow up? What's your purpose in life?
She's like, what's your sign? What's going on? Yeah.
And then they're going into complete details. Like, it all started on day one when I was born.
No, literally. Yeah.
And you're like, it like ends up we're like hugging and talking about how,
and you're planning a trip somewhere.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm the problem. It's me.
It's all good. You're trying to get all that information out of people as well.
Oh yeah, totally.
So let me go over my notes here. I wanted to know how you guys both met. First of all, how did this friendship form?
Yeah, can I take it?
This sistership.
Yes,
I'm gonna take it. I'm taking this one.
Go ahead.
Take it.
She always takes this one. So
I'm gonna have a sip of my White Claw.
Oh, are we allowed to drink on this podcast?
Why not? I don't care.
Hell yeah!
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
That one's empty, so here I go.
Happy hour somewhere.
There you go. I love that.
There it is. Okay, so I have a twin brother, and
okay.
Nope, this is mine. They started dating
a long time ago. A very long time ago.
And they dated for about how many years?
5.5 years.
5.5 years.
That's a long time.
Again, this is
Yes. It was like in my very early 20s.
Yes.
This was like 10 years ago. So.
And I do love my twin brother, but I knew they weren't, a forever couple, and that's totally fine. And she came to me and she said, can I say this?
Yeah.
Okay. She said, should I break up with your brother? And I said, yes.
Whoa.
And so basically,
I know. But I got the blessing. So, I was like, okay.
And I always say, God bless the broken road that led me straight to this one.
To me.
So I got a sister out of a breakup.
So yeah. So you inherited her. You're like, I'm taking her.
Yes, and she still comes over.
We're like, I'm friends with your brother.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're not like besties, but he has a girlfriend. Like,
we got the producer.
I'm obviously with producer. We love producer.
With producer.
But yeah, that's how we met 10 years ago. And then we've always been like super spooky girls. Like we went on a Salem trip a couple years ago together. Like
nice.
We're very witchy and just like into all of that. We also have loved horror movies for years.
Since we were like babies, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like, we've just always like been like that.
But that's how we met.
Yeah.
And that's, I think,
that's how you met.
It just like, yes. Thank you, twin brother, for bringing us together.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a cool story. So then that was like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Roughly?
So I've been in a relationship longer with her than they were together.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, totally.
I called Ali my second boyfriend anyways, so here we are.
I thought maybe you guys like grew up together like as kids because you guys seem very tight, almost like sisters, like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We are sisters.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah, it's so true.
Point.
Yeah, we got so close. I think especially when I was dating your brother because I was also around all the time with your family.
Yeah.
Like it was just sort of like a given, and then we just kept hanging out.
But even when she was dating my brother, I would go on trips with her and my mom.
Oh yeah,
without him.
Oh, so totally.
She was built in from the very beginning.
Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome.
I'm a
That's
lucky
a great
gal.
Story.
Very lucky gal. Yeah.
Yes.
And then what made you guys want to start the podcast? So was it like during the pandemic or anything, or what was it?
Well, like Emma was saying, we've always loved spooky shit.
Yeah.
And this brilliant bitch.
Oh my god.
One day she came to literally all the time. We love we go haunted houses, movies.
Halloween's our favorite.
Yes,
time
Halloween's
of year.
our favorite.
We do all that. We start like in August doing all the things.
No, we start earlier than that.
Yeah, this is like pre-podcast.
And so one day she comes to me and she says, "Let's start a podcast." And I'm like, "Hell yeah." And she comes to me the next day with a full-ass business plan. And I'm like, okay, let's go.
Oh, wow. Like, here's the points.
Yeah.
Here's
She's the brains. Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the analytics of what is good and what isn't.
She literally did. That's what she does.
Wow.
She did that.
I did. I had just been kind of in a little bit of a lull, and I do digital marketing as my day job, and I work with a lot of tech companies, a lot of software companies, and it's not the most sexy, most fun industry to work in, and I was really craving just some like extra creativity. And actually producer Roy, he challenged me to find a new hobby. He's like, I think you need to like have a creative outlet, like, let's like see like if you want to start something new. And so I'm like, well, what do I love? Horror films. What do I feel like I can talk about a lot? Horror films. And who better to talk about them with than Allison over here, because her and I already have these discussions when we talk about movies, just her and I. So like, why don't we press record and just put it out there and see if people want to listen? So, and now here we are.
I've been listening to your podcast.
Yay!
Thanks,
Rawl.
So
you're the best.
I'm trying to get you guys, I'm going to try to get all caught up with all the episodes. So it's cool. You guys talk about like movies, and is it new movies, old movies, or favorite movies, or is it just all over the place of what you guys do?
All of those.
Yeah, we have a mix. We will not turn anything down. We also think horror is like very subjective, right? So if there's a horror movie that someone's like, hey, why don't you and Allie check this one out, see if you like it? Like, we're actually, an episode's coming out on Thursday. We're reviewing the movie Creep with Mark Duplass, and that one, like, to maybe some people is like not a horror movie, but we're gonna dive into every single genre, every subgenre. We do new, old. We just recorded Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The original will be coming out soon.
We did that last night.
Wow. We did that we recorded that one last night. I personally love the old ones, but we love to sprinkle some new ones in there too.
I love camp. Like, I love campy, like kind of silly horror. Mm-hmm. And I also love the shit that can actually happen in real life, like The Strangers. Yeah.
That's what scares you.
That's what scares me. Fun to watch is the campy. Yeah. Scary to watch is what can actually potentially happen to you. What's your favorite genre of horror?
I don't know. That's a good question. I was just going to say, I was going to add to that the ones that kind of freak me out is the ones in the water, like being left out in the water. Because I feel like that's something that could happen. Totally. And that's where I don't want to really be in the water. You guys seen Open Water?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, that's terrifying. I remember I saw that at the theater and I was like, holy crap, this would happen to me. Like, they would leave me behind.
Oh no. Rawl, I'm a first girly. I'm the first to die in every single horror film. So we just covered
there. Yeah.
We'll be together. That's amazing. Too. Yeah.
I'll be like, I give up. You can saw puppet can kill me.
Just take me.
I'm not going to figure out this reverse trap.
That's amazing.
I'm just dead. Like, especially Saw, like I would not be able to do any of those things. I'm not going to cut off my finger to do this. Otherwise, my head's going to get ripped off. But just rip it off. I'm dead.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it.
I'm like,
press the button.
I'm like, you want me to do what? I just worked 9 hours today, and so just fucking rip it. I don't.
Yeah, I just got kidnapped. I don't know where I'm at, and what are you asking me? Like, I just wanted an In-N-Out burger, and now I'm trying to figure out this maze. I'm like, no, just like
just take me. I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm out.
So I do love Liam Neeson. I love Saw. That's my favorite like franchise. One of my favorite franchises. I love Saw. So those ones are a little bit more like more on the gory side. But I think my favorite like sort of movies are maybe. God, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. Anything like paranormal.
Ooh, that's one of mine too.
I think I love. Because that's actually a real thing. It's like that's stuff that could really happen as well. And has,
Oh, well, trust me, like, I'm a huge paranormal girly.
Yeah, same.
So that's for sure. And so what was the movie that first started you, like, what was your first love of horror?
My first love of horror. Wow, this is my interview now.
I know.
Sorry, I tend to do this. I'll stop.
She's so inquisitive.
You guys can use this on your podcast too.
There we go.
I think the first one that really scared me was The Exorcist. So The Exorcist scared me, and then Amityville Horror was right there with it.
Yeah.
The Omen.
Ooh.
What was the other one? The one with the puppet. It's called. What was it called? I just talked about it in a podcast.
Puppet.
Oh, Dead Silence.
Oh gosh. No, but it was the one with.
Is it older?
Older, 70s. It's all 70s. I'm talking about.
Okay.
70s.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna look.
Poltergeist.
Oh yeah.
No, Poltergeist is right there too. Magic.
That's one of my
It's called Magic.
Oh, I heard of that.
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh God, he's a classic.
That was a good one too. You know, there was actually an episode. I know this is going to sound really goofy. There's an episode of Get Smart. You know that old '60s show, Get Smart.
Yeah.
There's something that really terrified me on that I feel like I could use for like my own project, but it scared me because I used to watch it late at night, and it's a funny show. Yeah, it's goofy. But there was like this serious episode where, 99 was sleeping, and what's his, Agent Smart. What's his name? I forgot what his code name is. But anyways, he was in bed and he got a phone call from the chief, and the chief was telling him like, "That's not 99 in the bed." And he's like, "What do you mean?" My God. And she's laying down like this, right? Terrifying. The camera's right here. And he's behind her, like behind here, and he's looking. He's like, "What do you mean that's not 99?" He goes, "That's not 99. That's an imposter." And she went like this, and she went,
"Nope."
Oh.
She looked at the camera, and then she gave it an evil look, and then closed her eyes. And he goes, "What?" I'm like, that was like scary to me.
That's terrifying.
Whoa, that's terrifying. So
If that scared you, there's a short. You can find it on YouTube. What is it called? Lights Out? Lights Out. It's very, very quick. Maybe 3.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Then they made a movie based on
that. They
did,
yeah.
Yeah. I love the movie, honestly. I think we're going to do it eventually on the podcast. Nope. I love it.
Count me out.
It
I think I only saw the short because that started off as a short, right? Where you turn on the lights, you see the person, then you turn it off. And then I like, not that it's horror related, but I like anything alien related, anything
nice,
otherworldly. Yeah, I'll watch any of that stuff.
I love that. Same.
Did you see the new one? You saw the new one?
The new Alien? Oh, the Alien, the actual Alien movie. No.
Yeah,
but I'm
Romulus,
gonna
right?
Watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on our list too.
I mean, I grew up watching Alien. My dad worked at Fox, so all the Alien movies came out from Fox, and they were so like, the second one, Aliens, is I think was my favorite one.
Yeah,
I think is it the
third one? Oh yeah, I love Prometheus too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good too. It just wasn't like, I don't think there was aliens in that one.
Yeah.
But it was different. In the alien world. Everyone was complaining about that. But I remember the director had told you in the very beginning, this is not an alien movie. It's an alien world movie, which I don't know. It's fine as long as it was good. It was like a prequel or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah. Are you guys doing that one on your podcast? The
probably.
Alien?
Yeah, we just started these new episodes called like Fresh Frights, where like it's more just a sort of like quick discussion from me and Allie, just like, maybe like less than an hour, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And it's just like us seeing new movies and then doing a quick digest on it. And then we'll like release maybe a more thorough episode and like recap on it at a later time. So we'll probably end up doing a Fresh Fright for that one for sure. Yeah, and we're excited for Beetlejuice too.
Yeah, so excited for Beetlejuice.
I think that's the one I'm going to go to the theater and see. I was telling I talk about them on the podcast all the time that I don't get a chance to go to the movie all the time, but I think that one, I'm actually trying to, there was something that came out today for the Face of Horror, which I'm entering. The Face of Horror, about winning tickets to see. I didn't get to see the email because I got distracted. I get distracted all the time, by the way. I didn't even get to finish the email. It said something like, "This is coming out. You can win tickets. Do this." And I'm like, "Okay." And then all of a sudden, I got a phone call. I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?" And then went to go eat, and I'm like,
"Yep,
wait, I never finished that email." So I think it's a preview to go see it.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you have to win or enter. I gotta look at the email, so I'm gonna look it up after this. But no, definitely that's one I want to go to the theater and see. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah. I remember they were talking about Beetlejuice for years. Beetlejuice 2.
Yep.
There's always these rumors, fake trailers, fake posters, and then even with this one, it's like, is it real? Yeah, is it fake? We don't even know. So, but I'm glad Winona Ryder's back in this one.
Same.
You know, they got the main people that they needed to get. You know.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan too. So
Me too.
I'm very excited.
I love Michael Keaton. Yeah. I mean, besides Batman and Beetlejuice, I've seen him in hundreds of movies. Like Johnny Dangerously was one of my favorite movies that he did.
Oh God, so good.
The Founder was another one where he played the McDonald's guy. That was great.
That's so random. That's one of my comfort movies is to watch The Founder. I have no idea why.
Oh
yes,
gosh,
I love that movie.
Me too, and I'm interested in the story of how McDonald's got their success.
The McDonald's brothers, how they got screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
They got screwed, and then I remember me and my girlfriend. I showed her that one, and the point where he like was saying, "I'm going to rip you guys off," and I will not be. That's when she goes, "Okay, I don't like this movie anymore," because she got mad that he was ripping them off. I go, he basically just wanted the name McDonald's, you know. That's really what it was about. And it's like, that's marketing right there. That's marketing. He knew about the marketing part. I can market this. It's not even about the burgers anymore. It's about selling a brand.
Yeah, totally. And I've been fucked over enough in the marketing world. So I can appreciate what he knew what he wanted and he went for it.
After it.
Okay.
Yep. Totally.
Respect.
Another thing I love that Michael Keaton has done is a not as well known horror film that is really bad, but I still love him in it, and it still freaks me out sometimes. It's called White Noise.
White Noise.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Don't go into it with high expectations, but like maybe if you set the bar low, then maybe it'll surprise you, you know?
What was the other one he did where it's a one camera take, the whole movie? I forgot what that was called.
Birdman?
Was it Birdman?
Birdman.
I love that one too. He was great in that.
So good.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That got a lot of awards.
Yeah, that was done really well. I love that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
so I'm going to throw the question back to you guys. What was your first horror movie that you can remember that really got you into horror?
Yeah, I would say the first one that I remember seeing was also The Exorcist, and it scared the living shit out of me. I grew up like very religious, not like Catholic, but I was very Christian, went to church with my parents. When I say parents, I went to church with my mom. My dad was one of those dads that went like holidays and like maybe once or twice a year with us. And he is where I get my movie loving from. So he's a big horror buff. He also loves like alien movies. I grew up watching a lot of sci-fi. Anyways, so he shows me The Exorcist and I may be like 7 or 8. I mean, I was probably too young to watch it for sure. And I was terrified that I was going to get possessed. Because I think I was like a similar age to Reagan. And I was like, I'm next. I'm so scared. I'm next. I was so scared. And then the first horror movie I remember being like, I loved that was Poltergeist. I love Poltergeist. Okay. It was actually the first film that we reviewed on the podcast. I was like, guys, we have to start with a bang because like I just love every aspect of it. I think the whole film is just done so well.
She loves Craig T. Nelson.
I love Craig T. Nelson.
I do too. He's great.
Oh God. He's so great. Yeah. And I think that like kicked things off for me, you know, and then I just watched so many with my dad when I was younger. I mean, even the like ones on sci-fi that are like, you know, Man vs. Anaconda or like, you know, just that are more kind of on the sci-fi side, but like, you know, and grew up watching Godzilla, all those things. Sorry, I digress, but
no,
that's awesome.
What about you, Els?
Yeah, What about you?
Oh, what were you gonna say? You go.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's very progressive of your dad to like show you The Exorcist at such a young age.
I know.
That's crazy. Do you ever talk to him? Like, what made you want to? I mean, I haven't even talked to my parents
All
about
the
it. 'Cause
time.
I've seen
What did
it.
he say?
I feel like yeah. What did he say?
So I think he just like would just watch movies and I'm just there, right? So I don't think he was like he wasn't going out of his way to be like, Emma, you're gonna now watch The Exorcist. I think it was probably just on cable somewhere, and he was like, okay, we're gonna put it on, and Emma's here, but whatever. And if my mom was in the room, she probably wouldn't have allowed it to happen. But it's just sort of funny because I credit my dad for potentially the birth and inspiration of the podcast.
For sure.
So
There you go, yeah.
puts it back on me now, and he's like, aren't you glad that your dad is such a film buff, because like now you have this podcast? And I'm like, okay, Dad, so, like, reel it in.
Settle down, John. We love you.
He's
That's
very
funny.
proud. He's very proud.
We love him. Mine was, so I have this really vivid memory of, I was probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5, and I walk into my brother's, you know how you can like push a door ajar and you can see into a room?
Yeah.
Not in a creepy way, but my older brother, that sounds creepy, I know. But I just wanted to, I was always so, I looked up to my older brother.
You're like, what is he doing?
What is he
What's
doing?
up to?
Like, yeah, I want to hang out with him. And he's watching fucking Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah.
And that scared the ever-loving shit out of me. And so to this day, I still, and I've since seen it as an adult many times, but I can't erase the memory of what I saw when I was that age.
It's like cemented in your brain.
It's cemented into my brain. So now I still have to cover my neck at night with sheets because, but that's what started everything.
She's gonna get bit.
I'm gonna get bit, or like maybe I want to get bit. Should I just like let it happen?
You should.
I don't know.
You should.
It's like soft. Just let it happen.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And then the first one I remembered, just like Emma said, my parents let us watch kind of anything, and I love that. And I remember maybe
your parents are also big into films.
Like, yeah, they're all
very, very versed in all kinds of films, like not just horror. But.
Yeah, so we were all just film buffs, and the first one that impacted me in so many different ways, and that I still love to this day, is the original Stephen King's It miniseries. That one was so impactful to me because it messed me up, but it also taught me a lot of things about horror. And
aren't we all a little messed up if we love horror?
Totally.
Like, right?
And I still love it to this day, but you know what I won't do is walk directly past a what is it called?
Storm drain.
Storm drain.
Yeah, better.
I won't do it. It's still it's so. And I also love Stephen King's. Like it led me to my actual love of horror. I'm still scared of Nosferatu, but
Do you see my Nosferatu banner back there?
I don't. Do you have one?
See it?
No.
It's on this side, right back there.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe it's cut off.
Well, and you know what's? It kind of Nosferatu kind of got a little bit less scary when it showed up in SpongeBob SquarePants. That episode. I don't know if you ever watched that.
I used to watch it with my daughter because all the kids shows from like the 90s. I'm familiar with it. Good. People trip out. That's because my daughter. I'd watch it with her. So I watch a lot of SpongeBob. I don't remember the Nosferatu one though.
It's like a funny episode, and
we'll have to find it for you.
Yeah, we'll send you a clip. It's pretty funny.
Was it later on? Was it later? Remember. The SpongeBob episodes that are later, or
I don't know. I don't even know when to. I don't know.
Probably an early one.
I will literally send you the clip because it's so funny. It's just like somebody flicking a switch. And then they show a clip of Nosferatu, and SpongeBob is like, Nosferatu, oh, you silly goose.
That's just Nosferatu being a silly goose.
Just down.
Being a silly guy.
In Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, in Bikini Bottom.
That's funny.
I love it.
That's great.
I'll send you the clip.
I'll
send it to me. Yes.
Yes.
So, question for both you guys: what is your favorite horror movie franchise?
Ooh, that is a good one.
I have mine.
Okay, you go first because I'm kind of between two.
You could think about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, you might change my mind, but I'm going to say.
I'm watching the podcast. You guys doing a podcast right now?
Literally, this is how we even in even when we're not recording. This is how we talk. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Evil Dead, and that includes Army of Darkness because that's my older brother's favorite franchise, and we watched that all the time together. And even I think I saw that for the first time when I was like 8, and I love my favorite in the franchise is Evil Dead 2, and then it goes. My order is Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead
1.
Love Army of Darkness.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah. I just love. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I need to rewatch Army of Darkness. I haven't seen it in such a long time.
So good.
Yeah.
I know, it's such a good one. I rewatch it like every couple of years because it's just like so fantastic.
If you ever come down to San Diego in October, we'll take you. There's a Evil Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They put on a play, like an actual like live action play of.
It's so cool.
A comedy play. It's so good. Yes, it's so good. But that I would say that's my favorite.
Did you watch the series?
I didn't. Did you?
I watched a few episodes. Yes. I actually liked it.
Oh.
I have a problem with shows because I have ADHD. So if you don't catch me in the first episode, it's hard to
keep your
keep my attention
going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of those.
But go ahead. You were gonna mention something else.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I have ADHD. I don't remember now. Emma, what's yours?
My favorite franchise. So I have 2. I would say A Nightmare on Elm Street and like everything Freddy Krueger. I grew up watching those. I have fond memories of like watching all the Freddy movies with my dad, and there's just so many cool ones. And then recently rewatching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one. I didn't realize how many of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films I really enjoy. My favorite is the 2003 one with Jessica Biel.
I like that
I'm
one.
obsessed with that one. It's just so good. And it reminds me because it came out when I was like a really young teenager. And that was my first horror film, like watching as a teenager with like your teenage friends. You know, we were all like so spooked, like watching it at a friend's house. And it was just like, I think it has like such good memories, like associated with it. So yeah, I think those are like my 2, but I like so many of them.
I know that's like choosing favorites, but I obviously chose my favorite really fast, so I'm going to be a really bad mom one day.
But you know what? It could change too. You might, you might like another franchise in a couple of years. Like, you know, I kind of like this one now.
So true.
You know?
Yep.
Just like Stevie Nicks says, "Can you handle the seasons of my life?" Seasons change.
Yep.
Just like my opinions do.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Like for me, it's been the Saw franchise. Like I love all that. Like they could just do a Saw every year. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. You'd be stoked.
I'd be so
And
stoked.
which one's your favorite?
Yeah. Which one's your fave?
The first one, the first Saw.
Yeah.
I think is my favorite one.
It's so good. It's so good because that's when no one knew what this was, right? So like, you had that added element of like, this was like a never before kind of horror film, you know?
Yeah, nobody was doing those traps, you know?
Yeah.
If you guys go to the torture museum, have you guys gone to the medieval torture museum?
Oh, I have it on my list.
What is that?
I think it's in LA, right?
It's in Hollywood, yeah. And
yeah.
You could see where the inspiration for Saw came from because they have a lot of like similar type of things to get out of. Yeah. You guys gotta check it out.
My first time is that like an actual medieval torture museum?
What's that?
Is it like an actual medieval torture? Like they tell you, like they show you the things.
Yes, but most of them are replicas. You know, they're not. They're not like exactly like the exact same thing, but they're actual replicas. Yeah.
Totally. So here, I guess maybe here was a sign that I was going to be a horror person my entire life. When I was, I think, 11, they had a horror or a torture museum down here in San Diego. And I threw a tantrum because they wouldn't let me in because you had to be 12 to go in. I've since been like 5 times. Yes. So
she was very upset.
I was very upset when I was 11, but I've been, so now I'm good.
So they wouldn't let you in at 11 because it was 12.
Yep.
You had to be 12.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I was pissed.
Because at 12 you can handle it. At 11, no, you can't handle it at 11.
At 11, you're not good. Yeah.
1 year older, absolutely. Get in there.
Yeah.
Because my brain will be so much different by then.
So much different.
I know, the logic behind stuff like that is so
It's
funny.
just so weird. I know. It's just like with 20 to 21, legal drinking age as well. It's like, even though I've been drinking since I was 13, I can now illegally buy it at 21. Do you guys have any cool ghost stories? Anything that's happened to you guys?
Oh my gosh. You go first.
Well, you go first.
No, you go first. I have more than you do, probably.
No,
you got very excited.
Yeah, you got... here she goes.
You got very excited, so I feel like you got a good one.
Yeah, she's got a good one.
Drink your White Claw.
She's pushing me out of the frame.
Just like take it.
Okay. So, I have a lot, so I will try to limit it to a very short amount of time. So, my grandparents lived in a house down here in San Diego. They both died around the area, and so did my aunt. And the house is haunted as fuck, and I've seen so much shit there. It's amazing. Because I think it's them. So,
like your grandma and grandpa?
My grandma, grandpa, and my aunt. So they have, and this house is old. It's beautiful, but it's old, and my uncle still lives there.
Wow,
and
okay.
My grandma was a smoker, and she, they fumigated the house, so they got rid of all like the smoke smell. But there's these pane windows that are like this, that her little chaise, what do you call it? Like a lazy boy? A lazy boy was in the corner, and there's just pane windows that look out to the backyard. And so whenever I would sit there, even though it's been fully fumigated, I would get whiffs of smoke, and I'm like, okay, hi, yes,
hi,
grandma, yes, thank you so much, I love you. And then they have one bathroom that I call the blue bathroom, and that was right across from my aunt's room. And I always see, it's not her face, so that's kind of scary, but I see faces in the mirror.
What? Really? Wow.
I feel like you need to describe that a little bit more.
It's not like a distinct face. It's like a face, but it's not.
With the light on or like light off?
Light on. I always turn my lights on because that house is fucking scary.
Spooky.
And if we got evacuated for the Southern California wildfires a while ago, long time.
Like 10 years.
Yeah. And I refused to sleep in the house because I knew I would see shit. So I slept in the van all night. Okay. And then.
Oh, wow.
Rawl, you sorry.
You opened the vortex.
You opened a floodgate.
That's good.
I stayed. This one was probably the scariest. I stayed on the Queen Mary when I was maybe 10 or 11. And you can elect for either an updated room, like a modern room, or a historical room. And I was like, historical room. And should not have done that. I slept in that room with my 2 brothers, and all of us wake up at the same time in the middle of the night around 3 a.m., of course. And my older brother, was it Sam or David that woke us up? Not you, but
David.
One of my brothers was like, it was my twin brother. He says, you guys, and both my older brother and I are like, shut the fuck up. Because we could tell something was in the room with us, and we were on the same floor as a lot of the hauntings happen. So and then my brother, who was in the cot bed in the middle of the room, had woken up, and he's like, I flipped around. I was like, I did not do this. I
Like somehow, he woke up like feet where his head was when he went to sleep.
And he's not a sleepwalker, but he had just somehow like flipped around.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, what else I got? Wait, do you have any?
But wait a minute.
I do.
Okay, go. I'll think of the rest of mine. Oh, she's going to push me away.
I'm moving her out of the way.
I have a question for that. What, so you guys woke up at 3, but what was it that woke you up? You guys felt a presence? Or did you see anything?
We all woke up at both. So I saw some kind of, move. I got more. Hold on. I remember now. This is how we do our podcast.
Oh God.
So I woke up and I looked over in this old-timey room. We had one porthole as a window, so there was not a lot of light, but I saw something misty coming towards us from like the bathroom area, coming towards the beds. And that's when my other brother said, "You guys," and we both said, "Shut the fuck up, go to bed." And I was calling my parents who were staying in the mater bedroom. Can I come? And they weren't answering. So I was like, well, goddamn. And we just went back to the Queen Mary before Midsummer. That was fun.
Yeah.
Also, my parents' house is haunted.
Yeah.
So that's
very much is.
Oh, wow. You guys you see stuff there all the time.
They live at a pretty, Oh, yes. I'll keep this fast. I'm really sorry. I'm a chatty Cathy, but they live in a pretty modern house, maybe 90s era, but the wife of the previous owner passed away there. And I lived there for a number of years. She stayed there a lot too.
Yeah. It was very haunted.
It's so haunted. Just, you see shadows out of the sides of your eyes. I've seen shadows just full on too. And lights will turn on. I know there's like a logical explanation for that, but I tend to believe in the paranormal more than that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And the fans will go on and off, and I will feel someone touch me. So the woman who passed away in the house was a mother, and I used to live in the mother's daughter's room. So I used to feel someone touch my leg in the morning as if they were waking up a daughter trying to go to school or something. And I would always think that was my mom, and my door's closed, nothing. But I try to ignore it now and just say, hey, I'm just here.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Crazy.
That was a lot.
And then I have a couple.
Oh, okay,
so.
bye. Okay.
I have a couple.
No, you can say it.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine, I'll make mine quick too, but mine my very, very first one is a retelling from my mom. So my grandpa on my dad's side, Grandpa Eric, he passed away when I was really, really young. And my other grandpa, my mom's dad, he stayed alive until I was like 18 years old. And he was in our church choir, and he also did the cute like bells, like if you ever see like the old people that like do the bells in church, like he was like one of those guys. And we were in church one day and we were in the balcony area, and I was really little. I think I was 2, like barely starting to talk, and I turned to a wall that had nothing on it, and I said pop pop, or like grandpa, or like something like that. And my mom's like, no, Emma, grandpa's down there. Like, he's in the choir right now. And I was like, no, like pop, pop. And we got a call that my grandpa on my dad's side had passed like an hour earlier. And like my mom had got, like, it was in the 90s. So I don't think she even had a cell phone yet. And so we had like found out like a couple hours later, like, oh, grandpa had passed, like all this stuff had happened. And like, I must have seen him. Which is really cool.
You're creepy.
And we were super close. So I was kind of glad. I'm like, oh, I just was like, hey, grandpa, how's it going?
I mean, it's actually kind of very sweet. It's not really, It's actually a sweet thing.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice.
Yeah, it wasn't like scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it like a lot of my experiences don't feel like very sinister. I feel like it feels almost like family members like watching over me or checking on me or whatever. But I have had a couple of instances where I've been in a couple of like known haunted houses and stuff. I was at the Whaley House in San Diego, and I've had a couple of weird feelings there. It's like a notoriously haunted house. And then I went on this very intense ghost tour in Old Town San Diego. And this man who was leading the tour, he's been doing it for like 25 years. He's like a paranormal investigator. He's been on like Ghost Hunters. He's been like on all this stuff. He took us to the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Old Town, and he got access to the very bottom level. And it was a bar area with like a little restaurant and a couple of other like more empty rooms. And we were able to go explore as like the ghost tour people after like the restaurant had closed for the night and all that stuff. And I was with 3 people, and we were at the door, and we had all like witnessed kind of an apparition, like a few feet in front of us, and all of us witnessing like a feeling of just a rush of like cold air. And he had also some like ghost hunting like rods, tools and techniques and stuff, not rods, but an actual like energy meter thing. And he was like able to identify that, like, he's like, yep, there's a spirit probably right there, like standing next to us. I was like, oh, cool, sick. So that scared me, but was so fun. Yeah.
We're both definite believers and love that shit. Do you have any good, I listened to your podcast, so I've heard a couple, but do you have anything illuminating, like anything new?
Nothing new. I've been to so many what place in LA or anywhere I shoot is not haunted, first of all. Like, I was just at the Avalon yesterday. That's haunted as well. I didn't see anything though.
So
where
cool.
else? Where I worked at Fox, I've heard some stories there that it's one of the stages where they did Modern Family at, that one's haunted. A lot of paranormal stuff has happened there where you can feel like one of the security guards said they could feel like a poof went to her hair actually moved like a something and something like was it was a presence. But as far as me, like I've had one when I was a kid. I've told on the podcast before about seeing something. Me and my brother saw something when we were kids out in front of our house that we can't explain what it was. It was somebody in a white robe, but he had no face. Yeah. So when he turned around, like he turned around and looked at us, and I could see just kind of like some white eyes or something there. But for me, I remember just trying to explain it in my head, what it is that I'm seeing, and nothing was making sense. Because at first, when I first saw it before we opened the door, I'm like, that has to be a person. Now, the normal person would say, that looks kind of creepy. I'm not going to open the door. I'm just going to look out the window a little bit, maybe. For me, I was like, there's an explanation. There's got to be. So I opened the door, and then right away, I knew it was a mistake because whatever it was, it didn't seem very friendly. And it was kind of almost like levitating. I think I remember it was levitating. And that's what I couldn't make sense of. I could not see the feet because I was trying to make sense of this as a human being, and it was not a human being. And that was not making sense to me because I'm trying to I'm just a 10, 11-year-old kid, maybe 12, but God. I could not make sense of it. So for me, and even now, I try to make sense of everything. I don't try to just throw it off as like it's paranormal. Yeah. There's usually an explanation. And so that's the first thing I kind of go to, even though I'm a believer. There's usually an explanation. Now, some things I can't explain, like when we've had 3 cats here in this apartment. My cat, Naja, is sleeping in the room right now. We have Minky, which is my daughter's cat. She's living with her right now. And then we have my cat that passed away. We have her ashes up here. She used to always come on my bed and sleep there like all the cats do. My cat sleeps on my bed. But there was one time where, a couple of times where I could feel the cat coming on the bed, and I could feel like how you could feel your bed kind of sink a little bit, like. And I remember thinking, oh, it's just my cat. And then I realized, wait, my cat passed away. We don't have a cat right now. Aww. So I'm just like, whatever it is, it's fine. I'm gonna go back to sleep. I don't think of it, but I could feel the bed moving. So I don't know. It's happened a couple of times. Even like, well, now I could explain it because in the middle of the night, if I wake up, it's my current cat. You know what I mean? But sometimes, she comes in and out of the room. Yeah. But yeah, that's something that happens. But then, but then you never know. Yeah. So, but that's the experiences I've had that are kind of more like, they're
going back to the floating. Going back to the floating thing.
Yes.
Where were you living?
I was living in West Covina, and it was kind of borderline in Walnut. Why? What was that?
My dad grew up in West Covina.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. This was probably 1980, 81 maybe. 1980. It was around that point. It was like... Yeah, it was just, like I said, we even went afterwards with my sister. We freaked out. We came and got her, said there's somebody outside. We were freaking out. We went outside. The thing was gone. We walked around all the neighborhood. And we were hiding behind my sister, my older sister. And we were just scared. And we asked some of the neighbors, like, hey, was anybody outside with a trench coat or anything? And they're like, nope. And it was gone so quick. It's just so weird because as soon as we ran inside, my sister thought we were just being, we were messing with her or something. We're going, no, you got to go outside. It's like in a movie, like they don't believe you at the beginning. So she finally said, okay, just to shut you guys up, she went outside with us. And it was gone by that point. I remember looking at the window again. I go, I don't see it now. So yeah, that was kind of a freaky one. Yeah.
That is so spooky.
I love that, I love that you still are appreciative of paranormal, but you look for the logic.
Yeah.
I think that's
there usually
awesome
is
that you
logic.
still are accepting of it.
Yeah, there usually is logic because usually things make sense after a while. Like, oh, this is why you're hearing this noise is because of this thing here. Even here, I'll hear noises, but I'm like, oh, it's that car or whatever, or it's just making a weird sound. There's usually a logical explanation, but the ones that you can't explain are the ones that are like, okay, well, there might be something here, So let's move on. What events are you guys done with did you have another story that you wanted to share? Another ghost story? Or was that
I have a bajillion, but I'll save it for when we talk next or our next podcast.
For sure. See, my light just turned off back there.
Events.
There's an explanation for it.
Shut up,
really? The battery's low. I already know because I used the light the other day.
And I'm the one that would be like... No, and I'm the one that would be like, that's your cat that you were just talking about saying hello. Somehow.
And that's cool, too. That's hello. Yeah, so what events are you...
Raw's like, no.
What events are you guys looking forward to this Halloween season? Because we're on Halloween season right now. We're in October. So by the time you're hearing this episode, we're in October. So what are you looking forward to?
Oh, my gosh. We are looking forward to so many things. Just a few things off the top of our heads. We are looking forward to going to Horror Nights at Universal Hollywood. We are looking forward to going to, we're going to try to make it to Creep IE in September, in late September. We're going to try to go to Creep It Real Festive. Yes. That one's in November. So that's like after spooky season. We're also trying to make our way to, I think it's called Cinespia.
Yes, that's we have a date to watch Trick or Treat in Cinespia.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we're excited for that, and then we also are looking.
Yeah, you should come.
I think it's the 19th.
Yeah.
The 19th of October. Come. Yeah, let me make sure I don't have anything booked up that date.
Yeah.
October is very busy.
Yes.
I should go to Universal. I should go to Universal Studios with you guys, though. That might be cool.
Please, yes.
If it helps, we're planning. I think we're going to try to go Friday, September 20th. So if you can make it that day, you let us know.
But we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
you guys going during the week?
It's a Friday night, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have something already, but that's all right.
We're still we're both stressed about, oh my gosh, how is it already spooky season?
Yeah.
And we're like making sure our calendar all aligns and whatnot, because, and then like, after November, it kind of dies down a bit and then it'll pick back up in the spring-ish. So we're trying to make the most out of it while we can.
We're trying to go to the Beetlejuice experience thing, if we can get to that at some point. I know that's open like the whole season, so we just gotta pick a day and figure that out. We're also trying to go see, there is a play at the Old Globe in San Diego called Dracula, Comedy of Terrors.
Yeah.
And we'd love to go and see that. We love a good play. So we're trying to go see that too as well. So that's just like a few things. And then on top of all of that, trying to record episodes and put out some spooky photos. Because I think, Rawl, as you know, Roy takes photos for us too sometimes. So
I didn't know that.
We got a couple of ideas banked. Yeah. If you see any of our photos, we'll send you some photos, Rawl, but Roy's taken some really good ones. He's a photographer, videographer too by day. So we always get his help on things that we want to take photos of.
That's awesome.
So
That's
what are you going to for the rest of the year?
I'm mostly working events. So by the time you're hearing this podcast, Creep It Real and Creep IE have already happened. And I had a fantastic appearance. Yeah. I'm just predicting it right now, but by the time this episode airs, by the time this episode airs, it's already done. But for October, I do want to hit up Halloween Horror Nights because I went to a preview for 2 mazes the other day with Vanessa Horror Vixen. Shout out to her for bringing me along to do photos.
Nice.
So I got to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre and A Quiet Place. So gosh, not the full-on experience of the maze, but we got to walk around with John Murdy, and he told us everything about how the whole thing works, how it puts together the animatronics, how it all works. We saw the inside guts of things, and it was, I don't think I'm blowing anything, but
cool.
But it was really, really cool. I'm probably going to be posting some pictures in October from that experience as soon as they get them. And hopefully I'm allowed to go ahead and share a couple of photos. So see, the light just went on by itself.
I saw that. What's your explanation?
It's on an auto timer. At 7:30 it comes on.
It's 7:24, friend.
Yeah, it's a little early.
It's a little, well, here I have 7:25, so I think that comes on. It actually came on. It's supposed to come on at 8. So it's not quite 8. So, but no, that's not a time.
Someone
that's not
saying
a time.
Hi.
Actually, I think that's supposed to come on at 7. Now that I'm thinking, I think that's an hour difference. So 8, 7. I don't know. But that comes on when it starts to get dark. So
I mean, okay.
I know. I'm like, yeah.
That's someone saying hi. It's me.
So that's the stuff I'm looking forward to, and then I'm working LA Comic Con with Mr. Floats. Do you guys know? You guys know who Mr. Floats is, right?
Oh, sorry, Rawl. Say that again. You cut out for a sec.
Yeah, no worries. So I'm doing an event with Mr. Floats at LA Comic Con. So that's in October. Yeah, that's
How fun.
October.
We love Mr. Floats. He has our sticker.
Yeah. So again,
when?
I'm not sure when this episode is going to drop, but that might have happened as well. So, and then I'm doing an event for the Leigh Purtill Ballet Company for Sweet Sorrow Zombie. That's streaming, I think, mid or late, somewhere in October, and then they stream it like for spooky season. And then I'm doing a couple of burlesque shows. So a lot of work I'm doing in October. So a lot of like events. But I do want to go to Halloween Horror Nights for sure. I think I need to treat myself.
So fun. Oh my gosh, I love
Amazing.
that, Rawl. You're booked and busy.
Yeah.
No, we'll go together.
Yeah, you got to come with.
Yeah, definitely got to check it out. I want to get like the. I know it's a little expensive, but the VIP package, or not the VIP, somewhere where we don't have to stand in line, so we can talk about it. But I heard even if you just get the normal package, if you go there at a certain time, early enough in the month before like October, you could probably get most of the mazes.
Rawl, we are right there with you. Yeah. I told Roy that I am not doing it again unless we get the front of the line pass. So don't even worry. You're in good company.
Yeah, because it's not even worth it. I think the last time I went, it's been probably over 10 years since I went because it got to be so long. Oh. I remember the last time I bought one ticket, I think I did 2 mazes, and that took me most of the night. Gosh. And I go, it's so packed now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
Wait,
yeah.
I have a question for you, real fast.
Yes.
I was listening. I remember a podcast you did with Yvette. Backstitch, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
Have you gone to Disneyland since that aired?
No. I have not. I want to.
And you guys were talking about passes and stuff. We are pass holders.
We are pass holders.
We do that.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to go with us, Rawl, we will happily go with you. Anytime.
The best during spooky season.
I know. Well, I'm waiting for them to reopen the Haunted Mansion because I was going to go for my birthday. This was in February. They had just closed the Haunted Mansion for repairs.
Yeah, we brought you a churro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know. We're looking forward to it being back open and seeing kind of what they did to it.
Yeah, same here. So that's when I was going to go. And then when that closed, that's kind of one of the reasons I was going to go. It's like I wanted to go back to the Haunted Mansion. Of course, all the normal rides and all the stuff they have there. But yeah, I'll get there eventually. So
if you want to go and spend that money, come with us.
Come with us. We are a good time at Disneyland.
We know how to maneuver the entire park.
We're a good time. Yeah, no, I believe it. Yeah, I've been to Disneyland many times, but just not lately. So it's time to go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else are you guys going to be? So how often do you do the podcast? Do you do it twice a week? Once a week? What's the schedule?
Yeah, so for the podcast, we release episodes every other week on Thursdays. And the fun thing about that is we're kind of getting ready to try to release on a weekly basis. And that's like the goal is to release like a full length episode every week. But we have some awesome like bonus stuff that we release every once in a while too. We'll do like bonus episodes of just Allie and I just shooting the shit, asking each other questions related to horror. And then we also have Patreon too as well that we release some like bonus content on. So right now, every other week on Thursdays, but trying to get to a weekly schedule soon.
Yeah, no, I know how it is. I know how hard it is because then do you guys edit your podcast too or no?
We're doing our best.
Yeah. I do some minor edits just to fix the audio.
Sorry, Rawl, will you repeat that last question?
Oh, no, I was just saying that when I drop my podcast, I do a little bit of editing as well. So I totally I know that takes a while.
Yeah. I'm putting together context clues because your audio is cutting out a tiny bit, Rawl. But,
okay.
But yeah, Roy produces our podcast and he edits the whole thing and it's such a blast. I know he has fun editing it and we're always trying to make our process get better and more efficient. I mean, when we used to record, we would record for 4 hours and this poor man would have to cut it down to 2 hours. Now we've gotten a lot more efficient and I think we're making progress in a good
as he laughs he's laughing at us.
Yeah, 2 hours. That's a long podcast. Yeah.
I know. We could talk forever, Rawl. I mean,
as you can tell.
Yeah, you know us.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on the podcast. I know we've been talking about doing this for a while, so I appreciate you guys coming on. Go ahead and give your plugs, your Instagrams, where we could find your podcast and everything, and I'll put all that in the description in the show notes as well.
Yeah. Rawl, thank you so much for having us. We love you. We're so excited we were finally able to make this happen. And we're not having guests on the podcast just yet, but that's definitely the plan for the future. And you will absolutely be one of them, one of the first honorary guests. And everyone can find us at Spooky Chicks and Horror Flicks on Instagram and on TikTok, and we are available anywhere that you listen to your podcast. So Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, and I get, like Emma said, I just want to give you a big thanks for inviting us on, because you're the person we look forward to seeing the most, almost always at every event, and it just brings joy into our hearts. And if you go to these cons and these events, go check out Rawl of the Dead's photo experiences, because it's fucking sick.
They're fantastic.
Yeah,
highly recommend it. We have them posted all over our social media.
And go watch Poe.
Rawl,
where can we watch Poe?
Actually, I'm gonna give you guys a DVD copy of Poe. But it's coming back probably by the time this episode airs. It's coming back to YouTube, so it'll be available on YouTube again. But I want to thank you guys for always being so sweet and nice to me, because you guys are like bring a lot of like joy and you guys are always smiling, hugging. It's a very, very positive vibe that I get from both you guys, and I just want to say I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys bringing me the sandwich from Islands. That really meant a lot to me. So. So thank you.
We love you, Rawl.
Anytime. We love you. And we can't wait to see you at the next event.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
I'll see you guys there. Okay, well, we'll end it here, but go ahead and follow Emma and Allie at their podcast. And I want to thank you guys again. And I will talk to you guys later. And I'll talk to you guys later, too.
Thanks, Rawl.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, and if you're enjoying the Rawl of the Dead podcast in general, please help me out by following the podcast. And also, you can leave a 5-star rating or even write a review if you want. This really helps me out a lot and helps support the show and helps me continue making new episodes. I also have a link in the show notes where you can support me as well, and I give you a shout out at the end of the episode. So share the podcast with your friends and family. Let's spread the word and let's keep this community growing. This horror community that I love so much. It's amazing. So all new episodes are coming out every single Monday on my podcast. And if you need to find any new information, go to my website, rawlofthedeadphotography.com, and make sure you follow me on Instagram at rawlofthedead. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.